Well, last summer at Cape Cod, I don't suppose you remember that one night in the dining room? There was this young naval officer sitting near us. He was with two other officers, and at some point the waiter gave him a message and then he left. Do you remember that? Well, I first saw him that morning at the lobby. He was checking in and following the bellboy with his luggage to the elevator. He glanced at me, but then he didn't stop until he had gone a few more steps. And then he turned and looked at me. He didn't say anything. He didn't smile. In fact, I think that he scowled. And maybe I did the same thing. I was very stirred by him. The whole day, I lay at the beach, lost in dreams. Later, we were sitting in the balcony and he passed below us without looking up, and just the sight of him stirred me so deeply. I thought if he wanted me, I could not have resisted. I was ready to give up you, our daughter, my whole future. Later that night, I wore a white rose, and you said that I was beautiful. It might not be just a coincidence that he sat near us with his friends. He didn't really look at me, but I actually considered going to him and saying, "Here I am, my love, for whom I have waited. Take me." It was about then that the waiter brought him the envelope. He read it, he turned pale and left. I barely slept that night, and the next morning I was very agitated. I didn't know if I was afraid, whether he was still there or he was gone. But by dinner time, I realized he was gone. So I breathed a sigh of relief.